What's up, YouTube? My name is Aaron with All Three Pools and ICF Guru. I'm back from my travels. I spent 2 weeks overseas. I spent the first week at Piscina de Barcelona, the pool show in Barcelona. It's the biggest pool show in this year. And came back with some really exciting stuff about heaters and some other technologies that we'll be bringing you in 2026. Then I spent last week with Fabform working a really cool show in Dubai. So been a hectic end of November, but now we're in December, and I'm back here to see how the boys have done on the remodel, the one I called Plaster Disaster. This is a house I built in 2017, built the pool, finished it in 2018, and it's a very, very ultra-modern house. A lot of rectilinear shapes and everything. The pool is 20 by 40, 9 foot deep. It has a one of the creeks, we'll say. The homeowner will be on camera at some point in one of these videos, and he will be delighted to tell you how disappointed he is in the finish. That said, I will leave that to him. But for all of you guys that are going to DIY pools, we're always going to push you at a liner or a membrane because they are much, much easier to succeed with than plaster, tile, all that. And eco finish being, needing to have a one-sided concrete wall, it's a lot harder to do. So real quick, I'm going to show you kind of this is about the worst it can be as far as having to retrofit. The coping was also damaged because the homeowner wanted the water, no tile line, he wanted the water right up to the concrete. We have freeze thaw in the Ozarks, so all along the face of the concrete coping that was always wet, it had started kind of spalling off and looking like crap. So he ponied up and bought Phoenix marble, which if you guys don't know what Phoenix marble is, it's very akin to Carthage stone, very dense limestone that's dense enough to be classified as a marble, and it's gorgeous, and it's also local. It's very much a product that comes from the Ozarks, which we like. So we are going to be redoing the coping here, which what we had to do is chip out the old concrete down to the wall. And then just because this edge was all buggered up, we had them cut this down about 1.5 inches because we're going to form this back up and do a mortar bed below because the coping is only a couple inches tall. So we have to raise the wall up because that coping used to be like 5 inches thick. Now it's going to be 2. So there's going to be a pretty solid mortar bed in here. And we have to do that all the way around. We're probably going to do that on like Tuesday. The big kicker is we did recessed skimmers on this pool, and that is a little difficult with a membrane, not impossible, but you still need a gasketed, like more like a liner skimmer. So we've got basically exact replacements, wide mouth replacement, but it will mount, this is upside down, but it'll mount all the way out here. It's deep well enough that we're going to be able to just sit it in here after we get this completely cut out. The boys vacked out all the gravel, so they have access to the bottom side of it. So I will, come Monday, I will slice this pipe off, and we'll have to figure out exactly how to get it completely, perfectly retrofitted in here. We have to do this times 2 because there's another skimmer over there in the deep end. The returns, I will actually probably show you guys next week how we do this. It's actually super simple. If you got a gunite return, like an insider, typical, whatever, we just screw a template over the top of it with a hole saw hole in it that will hold our hole saw over this, because obviously if you have a drill bit in the middle, it's going down the pipe. It doesn't actually hit anything. So we have to hold the cup in place, and we just go over the pipe, chip that out, and then we have these really cool reamer bits that take the pipe back cleanly, back to a certain depth, and then we're able to put our liner returns on there. So now it's ready for a membrane, because a membrane just needs a gasketed fitting to seal up. These are super easy. Doesn't take very long at all. But when we have to mess with skimmers, it kind of sucks. And this one, we actually have to deal with the lights too, because most of the pools we do nowadays, we're using micro brights because they go in a return fitting, simple. But this pool was about 2017 when we started it. And so we have this niche here. We had to chisel out around it. We'll have to put a liner niche back in over it, meaning we have to pull this light out, pull a string through. And then this is actually pretty simple. We just have to attach to that conduit. And it's pretty simple once we do that. And then we'll have to fill in with mortar around this. We have to do that times 2 as well. And then it's really just a matter of getting all of our returns done. Once we get this mortar bed in, and this, I'm going to bring you guys all the details because I want you guys to know how this works for 2 reasons. One, if you go Renolit day 1, it simplifies your build process immensely, and or go liner or Renolit, whatever. But if you try to go one of these plasters, I want you to see what, if it doesn't work, what it's going to take to get it to a more long-lasting finish like Renolit. And I'm not saying that some of these plasters wouldn't last in a environment that's completely devoid of freeze thaw. You know, you go to Phoenix or somewhere like that, plaster lasts a lot longer. Pebble Tech, all that stuff lasts 20, 25 years in those climates. But you put them in, you know, Ozarks winters, Midwestern cold winters, you're seeing, I'm going to be doing a hot tub and a pool for an apartment complex that's having problems with every single pool in a very large company, probably 50 pools that all have cracks in the plaster, some of them structural cracks. We're putting membranes in all of them. It just buys them so much time that structural concrete has a hard time with. Not to say it can't work in some instances. This is just such an easier putt, and Renolit's durability, beauty, you know, it's a no-brainer, guys. It's a no-brainer. So anyway, I just thought since I was back, still fighting the jet lag a little bit, just kind of showing you this stuff. Look at that. Look at that. These are all delaminations you really couldn't see with the pool full, but they're all over. These little pocks are all over the place. And a lot of them had already started falling out. I mean, it's just, I said, it's probably not doing the better Cretes a disservice. Not saying what it was, but he will. Like most of you guys that know me know that we did about 3 pools at the very beginning of us building ICF pools without liners. We'd been building liner pools for 8, 9, 10 years already with ICF. When we finally, this was one of our first 2 monopours. This is a business partner of mine and a customer, but he hired a guy to come do the plaster, followed the directions to a T, and he did get almost 8 years. The other 2 didn't last 5. So I just like to see everybody avoid the heartache of this, you know. So I think the way to go is going with a smart finish from day 1. Like I said, we do 3 different finishes in our pool builds. We do vinyl liners, we do Renolit that is, and we do eco finish in certain circumstances. So this is our favorite. It's rapidly becoming our favorite. It's best company to deal with by far. Renolit is awesome. And the product is such a low consequence to failure. If you got a bad weld, you got a little leak, you literally just fix it. And then 20 years, 25 years. It's just really fantastic. So anyway, guys, going to be putting this one in next week. I'll bring you a lot of content on that. Christmas is around the corner. We have some huge things to announce probably before World of Concrete, which is very, very exciting. And we'll see you guys next time.